Assalamu alaikum. Shalawama, Islam to all the Moors. So let's pick it back. So this, by the way, the class that we did yesterday, that was number 99. And of course, 9 reduces to 3. 3 times 3, 99, 33. Y'all remember what was shown in yesterday's class? Do you think it's a coincidence, yo? Or are all those numbers telling us something? So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch number 9, number 99 in this astrotheology series. All right. Okay, so I need to pick up where we left off when my yesterday last class, when the battery went out. I found what I was looking for. So let me see if I can find it now and show you the practical application, or how we use the information that we covered yesterday, where we find it in our affidavit of facts. Okay, so I was looking at it. Let me try to pull it up, okay? So I typically have difficulty doing more than one thing at a time. So I need to focus. So y'all bear with me, all right? I know I have it here. So it was affidavit of fact. Reversionary right to estate. That was the title. Let me find it real quick so we can go over it. I thought I would be able to open it and find it right away. Like I did yesterday. But it doesn't matter, right? Default judgment. No, I don't think this is. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Do I have everything? Yeah. Now give me 1 second, all right? It's in a different book. Maybe it's in this one. Oh boy. No, Morocco Consular Court. So today we're going to continue with Virgo. I don't think we'll finish Virgo. Virgo out of the devil's pulpit, y'all. We'll continue with Virgo out of the devil's pulpit. And I hope y'all agree that that's just a outstanding, phenomenal, whatever type of praiseful words we can use to it. It's just a phenomenal book. All right. Hold on, y'all. Where did I find it? Okay. All right. So yeah, here it is. So affidavit of fact, adverse claim of title, and reversion of ancestral estate. And as y'all can see, I'm gonna show the file stamp, but it's not clear. The printer didn't do a good job on printing this. So the file stamp is here. And of course, I got it off of enforcetheconstitution.org. So y'all can go there and download this and study the case yourself, okay? All right, so this involves, the two parties are Savjev Das acting as Chief Executive Officer, Caliber Home Loans, Inc., okay, Incorporated. All right. Give me 1 second. I went through all of this yesterday. So the topic is misrepresented instrument, bill of attainder. We talk about bills of attainder all the time, right? The bill of attainder is has its origin in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 9. All right, so in civics, that verse means if you commit a felony, then you will be disconnected from your bloodline and from your family. So you won't be able to receive an inheritance from your kinfolk, and you won't be able to give, all right? And that can multiply. All right, so a few people can make that multiply across a whole nation, the whole empire, and then we would all lose our birthright, which is exactly what happened. And it says, and I've gone through this, it said that it would occur that the children or the heirs, right, would be affected. They'd be non-descendable to the third and fourth generation. Well, 3 plus 4 is 7. All right, which is completeness. All right, and the curses tell us, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68 says what? That you will be denationalized, you will be stricken with chronic illnesses, public policy to wherever the land you go, wherever you might be on the planet, those who are in control, the hybrids who are in control, would use public policy. They will use public policy and their courts to harass you and to destroy you. And what's the mechanism of that? You have no nationality. You have no constitutional and no treaty protections because you are a stateless person. You're a refugee. All right? So this is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that if you don't have a nationality, the people wherever you are will treat you any kind of way they want to, and ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm paraphrasing. There's nothing you can do about it. And let me tell you, I know that to be true from my own personal experience, traveling around the world. It is absolute. I can't think of anything that's more truer. I know from personal experience. Okay, so anyway, that's the attainder, bills of attainder, bills of pain and sufferings. Y'all can, the bill of attainder is something that makes you civilly dead, and it targets a specific person, a specific man or woman or people. All right, so race, black. You will see race, black, that identify or classifies you or categorizes you under the black codes, under the jurisdiction of the black codes. All right, so this is what that's talking about. Foreign bill of exchange, titled mortgage statement, and then regarding account number. And it says here, and my inherited ancestral, that's bloodline, that's nationality, that's nation. All right. And that's also, y'all, that's also the instructions, which in the ancient Ibaryath, or in the Bible, the book of the law, they usually will render that as law. The law. My inherited land in her In her, that's the, we're talking terrestrial of the earth, right? So in her, in Mother Earth, that's where all value comes from. All value is in Mother Earth and comes out of Mother Earth. So that's why man is thought made manifest from the soil, coming out of the soil, clothed in flesh. All right? So in my inherited ancestral estate, see, inherited in her. So since you're sprung from the soil, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, you are the land is you. And you can check your Black's Law Dictionary and you can see that. It will say more in the definition of land. So when we return to the Most High, meaning we honor our ancient foremothers and forefathers, we honor them by following the instructions that were given to us from them. Do y'all see it? Everybody see it? That's one of the 10 Commandments. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that it may go well with you in the land. There's your estate that the Most High has given you. So there's a trust and an estate. So all of this is about trust and estate. Y'all see it? And so now this man or woman, I don't remember, who put this together, this affidavit of fact, has stepped up, proclaimed his or her nationality, and returned to the Most High. In other words, is now seeking to live in harmony with nature and respect and honor his ancient foremothers and forefathers by following the instructions that were given to us. And then that what we see in the book of the law, y'all, with the story of Moses. Moses is told the commandments by the Most High, and then Moses tells the commandments to the people. Right? Moses gives the instructions. All right? And those instructions were given to Moses in the Bible story. Right? By the Most High. The Most High power. So what is that? Well, consciousness always has, always is, and always will be. That's all there is. Everything is just a different vibration of consciousness. So that's where we get the story, and then I'm going to get to the reversionary. I'm going to get to this writ in a second, y'all. Be patient. That's where we get the story of the Egyptian deity Thoth, which is where our word thought is derived from. Y'all see it? Thoth, the Egyptian deity Thoth, who is the messenger of the gods. And he's known for having a stylus, which is a pen, and a writing table. And he writes the law. In fact, he's said to have written 40,000 volumes of law or instruction that he received from the gods, and he is the messenger, and he passes it on to men and women, mortals. So thought is a function of the mind. We get the word thought, which is a function of the mind. All is mind. The universe exists in the mind of the all. That's the first Hermetic law. Do y'all see it? So what is mind? The mind is consciousness. The mind is all there is, all there was, and all there ever will be. It is consciousness, all awareness, all creativity, all anything you can think of. That is consciousness. Do y'all see it? So man is thought made manifest from the land. And Moses, who is the parallel of thought, gets the instructions from the Most High power, or connotatively speaking, the Most High God. So Moses gets it the same place the Egyptian deity Thoth gets it, from consciousness. All is mind. The universe exists in the mind of the all. And then Moses takes that information, those instructions, and gives it to the people. Now the people are supposed to follow those instructions, which are natural law. The 10 Commandments are natural law, y'all. Nobody has to tell you those things, do they? Nobody has to tell you that. You know it. It's inside of you. Okay? And so what happens? The story in Exodus 19, I think it's verse 7 or 9. I was just talking to my friend, a good friend, about this. Moses is told by the Most High, gather the people around the mountain, right? I'm paraphrasing. So the Most High says to Moses, I'm going to speak to you in front of the people. And the purpose of me speaking to you in front of the people is so that they will hear me speaking to you. They'll hear what I'm saying, and they'll see the natural phenomena occurring. So in other words, well, let me go back. So they will hear what the Most High said. They'll see the natural phenomena. So now they are what? They're first-hand witnesses. They're eyewitnesses. Okay? They're eyewitnesses. They saw it and heard it themselves. Those are your two major senses. Everybody see it? So now, they can give that full faith and credit. Right? So what was the purpose of the Most High saying, I want them to hear me speaking to you and see all of this natural phenomena? What was the purpose? Well, superficially, it's so that they can, they will remember. But more than that, the verse tells us. It says that, I have to move, y'all. This guy is playing music. They might put a strike on my video. They might strike it, and then the video is going to be gone. I don't know why this dude just sat right next to me and turned on his phone. Maybe I don't know, y'all. Hold on. He's a grown man watching cartoons at work. Grown man watching cartoons at work. Doggone shame. See, and then people like that, they wonder why they suffer, right? You should be at work doing your job. That's what you're there for. But anyway, let me get back to it. But that's very frustrating to me. He sees me sitting here, and come play his. But anyway, let me continue. So they're at the side of the mountain. The purpose, the Most High said he set it up that way, is so that the people would always trust in Moses. Which means that if anyone ever comes and challenges or contradicts what Moses said, then that person is a liar. Right? So that the people will always put their trust in Moses. So what Moses said, everybody saw it, everybody heard it, right? And then so he left. So I moved and he left. So what does that tell y'all? I don't want to be cynical, but all right. Okay. So what does it tell you? It tells you this. There will be people who, for whatever motivation, be it jealousy, envy, or they just want to disrupt, or they want to deceive. They'll come telling you something that's out of harmony with natural law, or they'll come telling you some things to add weight and burden to you, or to try to get you to follow them. You see what I'm saying? Try to get you to follow them. You heard? So the Most High said that because they saw it and they heard it, it will, one, have an impression on their memory. They're going to remember it. And then two, they're going to pass it on to their heirs. So these are the instructions that are passed from one generation to the next, from one generation to the next. This is the law, that the book of the law, that the Torah, that J.C., the Christ figure, spoke about. The law coming out of the mouth of a man in the Bible story of Moses. Do y'all see it? And the people were able to give it full faith and credit. This is where the principle of full faith and credit comes from in civics and law. Do y'all see it? All of it comes straight out of the book of the law, which is a book of natural law, which includes civics, linguistics, etc. Natural phenomena, nature, and all of that was remixed. All of it was remixed into religion, a system of beliefs, doctrines, and ceremonies. This is according to Jeremiah 8, verse 8. Let me show y'all. So this is why I have the project to correct the book of the law. If y'all want to support it, I have links. You can go to my website, zionlawschool.org. You can donate there, or send fiat, whatever you want to call it, or to my Patreon, or I don't even know. You can try my my PayPal, but I'm locked out of my PayPal. But you can try it. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you Jeremiah 8:8. So y'all hang in there, be patient, all right? Because I want to show you the culture, the civics, and then how the culture is used in our writs, okay? That's the point, okay? That's the point. So just be patient. This ain't church. I ain't doing church. Like my people say, church. I tell y'all, you know, when you leave the country, when you leave your people, let me say that. Man, one of the things I miss most, I miss Ebonics. What they call Ebonics. I really miss it. But it's strange when you, it's strange the things that you will miss when you leave your home, the place where you domicile, right? Things you never even, I found myself missing the birds chirping in the morning and looking out my window and seeing the birds in the trees. Okay, y'all, so here we are, Amplified Bible. Y'all take a look at that. I don't know if y'all can see it because there's the sunlight is like in my face. So I'm seeing like a reflection, but I don't know what y'all see. So let's go through this, all right? Let's make the point. Amplified Bible, Jeremiah 8, verse 8. How can you say we are wise? What is wisdom? Wisdom is the proper application of knowledge. And the law, the instructions, you see that? The instructions that we talked about that was given to Moses from the Most High, that have their origin and consciousness, which is the all, awareness, okay? And the law of the capital Lord, the law of the Lord, that is the mind, consciousness, all awareness, all intelligence, okay? All creativity, all imagination, all everything, all right? And the law and the instructions of the Most High is with us. How can you say that? How can you say it? In other words, the evidence does not support your claim that the Most High is with us. The evidence doesn't show that. That's what you claim, but the facts and the evidence do not show that. How can you say we are wise and the law of the Most High is with us and we are learned in its language and teachings? First of all, 99.99999% of the people don't know anything about the language. The language is ancient Ibaryath. That's been hidden. Some people will say Phoenician Canaanite. Other people will say Canaanite Phoenician. Other people will say, oh, Canaanite Phoenician, that's the name of the script. It's not a language. That's the name of the pictographs. It is ancient Ibaryath, Canaanite Phoenician script, or pictographs, or Phoenician Canaanite, whatever you want to say, with the grammar rules. All right, with the grammar rules. And there's no dots and dashes, no Nakud system, okay? That's all made up. Now let's continue. And we are learned in its language and teachings. That means that the people were, y'all, what were the people? They were ignorant. They were ignorant. How did they get to be ignorant? Who was responsible for making the people ignorant? Do y'all see that? And we are learned in its language. That means they didn't know how to read. Yeah, could they read something and pronounce the words? Could they read a sentence and pronounce the words? Yes, most likely yes, absolutely. Could they read a paragraph and understand a paragraph? Most likely yes. Did they have strong reading comprehension skills? Absolutely not. We know that for a fact. Absolutely not. Otherwise, it would not say, and we are learned in its language. That includes the grammar rules. Y'all see it? So if you don't have strong reading comprehension skills, which means you're weak in grammar, you're not going to be able to understand lengthy texts that you would read, or texts that are written in a complicated way. Y'all understand? Everybody see it? He continues, how can you say we are wise? This is a quote. How can you say we are wise? That's a quote. And the law of the Lord, the law of the Most High is with us. That's also a quote. And we are learned in its language and teachings. Y'all see that? The teachings. These are the instructions that came from Moses, that came from the Most High, who is consciousness, who is all consciousness, who is all awareness. All right? Who is the first Hermetic law, the law of mind. The universe exists in the mind of the all, and the other 6 Hermetic laws or principles come from the first, which is all is mind. See, how can you say that? Look around you. Look at the people, ignorant, being misled, acting and doing and being out of harmony with nature, breaking the Most High's laws. Y'all see it? Now listen what he says. He says, behold, look, the truth The truth is that the fact is, and we looked at yesterday in the devil's pulpit, truth. Doesn't that sound a lot like, as a matter of fact? Well, let me not jump around. Maybe I'll come back to that later. The truth is that the lying pen, let me see if I got an ink pen to show you. The lying pen. What is a lying pen? Do I have a pen? What is a lying pen, y'all? That means somebody who's writing deceptively. They're writing something with the intention to deceive you, with the intention to mislead you. The lying pen. Whose lying pen? Who is writing to deceive you? Who is writing to mislead you? Who's taking advantage of the fact that you cannot read? That you don't know the difference between denotative and connotative linguistics. Who is it? This dastardly, diabolical man. Well, this verse tells us, behold, look. The truth is that the lying pen of the scribes. The lying pen of the scribes. These are Moors. Today we would call them dirty Moors. Has made the law. Scribes are those people who are responsible for writing what, y'all? Writing documents. Okay, writing documents. So the book of the law was written. Well, let me rephrase that. The 10 Commandments were written on, as it were, 2 stones, right? 2 tablets of stones. Thoth, the Kemetic deity, the Egyptian deity Thoth, was known for his stylus and his writing table, where he wrote over 40,000 volumes of instructions of law that were given to him by the gods, because Thoth is the messenger. Y'all hear it? And the gods are, again, consciousness. Let that stick with you. Consciousness, mind, awareness. So consciousness gave Thoth these instructions about natural law, how to live and enjoy life in peace and in harmony. Y'all hear it? How to live a very good, rich, wealthy lifestyle in peace with everyone and everything around you, in peace with nature. And with the ability to observe nature, create science, and from the science create technologies, and then products or machines, whatever, gadgets to make your life comfortable. Y'all hear? And then Thoth would give the instructions to the people, the Moors. Well, this is the same thing that happened with Moses. So Moses gave the instructions, the law, to the people. It was on 2 tablets. And then what happened? Scribes began to write, right? They began to memorialize. When you write it on paper, it's called memorializing it, right? But then here comes some scribes in later generations, and they began to change it. They began to change those instructions, right? What changes did they make? They changed it from a book of natural law, which would involve astrology, or the motions, the positions, and the interrelatedness of the heavenly bodies and their energetic effects, their electromagnetic energetic effects on consciousness, on the way people look. What's the word for that? I forgot the word, but it'll come to me. Okay? On global events, between men and women, women and women. That's commerce and nature, natural phenomena, weather and climate, you name it. They went in, these dirty Moors, what we call them today, with these scribes, these dirty Moorish scribes. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. And they changed the book of the law into religion, a system of religious doctrines, beliefs, rituals, and ceremonies, and that's how they made the people ignorant. They indoctrinated them the same as today. All right, now let's keep it going. Behold, the truth is that the lying pen of the scribes has made the law, has made the instructions into a lie, a mere code of ceremonial observances. That is religion by definition. Look at that yourself. Y'all read that. This is the Amplified Bible, Jeremiah 8, verse 8. Pause it on the replay if you need to. All right? We'll do it again. I'm seeing a reflection. Last night I spent some time trying to figure out how to do screen share in this app. All right, y'all, pause it on the replay. Do y'all see where it says the line toward the bottom, the lying pen of the scribes has made the book of the law into a lie? So this is why I have the project to correct the book of the law, to remove those lies, to show the astrology, to show the civics, to show the ancient Ibaryath language, the grammar rules, word morphology, everything. So I have a list of corrections that I'm going to make in the description area of this video if y'all support the book, right? Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he was, okay, so Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, comes from under him, right? And then and of course we get Malcolm X, right? We get all of that, but we never hear about Noble Drew Ali. And then when you talk about him, a lot of the preachers, Muslims, they get mad, they get upset. But he's not somebody to be worshiped, not at all. It's just that he brought us our heritage back. So in that sense, he's a great man, and much, much more. But y'all have to learn on your own. Maybe one day I'll make some videos on that. But for right now, y'all should research him on your own. You can find information about him on enforcetheconstitution.org. On that website, you can find everything you need, okay, to do with learning about your nationality and getting it back, okay? It's action. But of course, you need to have the knowledge to take the proper action. Okay, so now let's get back to the writ. Does everybody see? All right, so here we are, back to the affidavit of dispute. No, not affidavit of dispute. Affidavit of reversed. Hold on. The wind blew my pages, y'all. Give me a second. I don't think it's not this one. Hold on. It's so hot in Cambodia that the binding on my books, you know, the tape that the printers use, is coming off. That's how hot it is in Cambodia. All right, here we are. Affidavit of fact, adverse claim of title and reversion of ancestral estate, Exhibit A1. So yesterday we went through the stare decisis laws, so I'm not going to go through that. All right, but let's go to number one. So we were talking about in class number 99 in this course, class number 99. We were talking about the Clock of Destiny, volume 1 and 2, Zodiac Constitution, and the Moorish American Identification card, your nationality card. All right, and so I was actually, I found it here. It's actually in the those documents are listed in the Zodiac Constitution. Okay, so the my battery expired yesterday as I was going through this. All right, so in the Zodiac Constitution, I've already told you can get all of this. All of these books I have like that, I downloaded them from enforcetheconstitution.org, right? And y'all should do the same thing too. I mean, it's free. How could you not? So this is the Zodiac Constitution by C.M. Bay. Copyright AA 222141, Library of Congress, Washington, D.C. Y'all see it? Now, all of us Moors, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, those of us who are autochthonous, those of us who are sprung from the soil, are obligated to live in harmony with natural law. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's common sense, right? That's common sense. That's no burden. That's common sense. In fact, that's to your advantage to know that, isn't it? Okay, so now let's take a look at this article. Page 6. Here we go with a 6 again. Article 6, page 6. Y'all see Article 6? Page 6. Wait a minute, I can't, hold on. Where is, there we are. So we're going to begin on Article 6. And what, y'all? Page 6. 6. All right, and 6 is a good number. It's the number of a perfect man. This is Hiram Abiff standing erect with his head, the North Pole, and his feet, the South Pole, in full life, civilly alive. The circumpolar zodiac projection. All right, so here we go. Article 6. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is the only universal, unchanged moral law. Now, I used to teach about morality. I'm still doing the same Saturday class. I've been doing it for years. About morality. See, religion burdens you with morality. Burdens you with it, right? They have you focused on adultery, focused on, what's the other one? What's the other kind of immorality when you're, fornication. They have you obsessed with that. And y'all know wherever the eyes go, the body follows, right? Wherever the eyes go, the body follows. Have you focused on homosexuality and lesbian, all of these types of issues? Focus on not doing it. But where the attention is, that's where what will be produced in your life. It's called what? The law of manifestation, or manifesting. Religion is such a hustle. But anyway, so what I found is that morality differs depending on what country you're in. Yeah, it differs depending on what country you're in. It differs greatly. Greatly. And then it differs from the region of the country that you're in. All right? So morality is different. All right? Certain things are acceptable in one place and not in the other. So listen, y'all. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is the only universal, unchanged moral law. It says here a human family, but I'm going to correct it. For the family of man. For unity, equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Well, now, wait a minute. If you're talking about peace, well, you need to have principles to establish peace, right? Constitutions and treaties. Read the preamble of the Constitution for the United States of North America. Read the preamble. And economic. Well, you need to have principles dealing with economics, right? Economic principles and social progress. Therefore, evermore, the bays and els, that would include the days, the alis, and the alls, or owls, whatever y'all want to say, the eels, ancient way of saying it is the eels, okay? Must be guided by this constitution. That's the Zodiac Constitution. And book, quote unquote, clock of destiny. There are two, volume 1 and 2. Do y'all see that? Everybody see it? That's in Article 6. So the perfect man, or Hiram Abiff, resurrected, must live according to what? Nature, natural law. Okay? So that's what? Astrology. Natural phenomena would be, for example, cosmic energy and its effect on Earth. If you think cosmic energy doesn't affect Earth, why do you always hear about the fear of electrical storms that would knock out all the computers? Planes would fall out of the sky. Cars won't start. So do you see how ridiculous it is for someone to say that cosmic energy does not affect, has no effect on man? You see how ridiculous that is? Or how about if the climate changes, climate change? What about the melting of the polar regions? And then the water levels change. So all of this stuff is ridiculous when you hear people say that that cosmic energy has no effect. All right, and our people studied it for hundreds of thousands, millions, or maybe even billions of years, and had a record of it. The effects that certain configurations of constellations at certain times of the year would have on personality and phenotype, the way we look. Okay, we studied it. Fact. The evidence is there. Fact. It was recorded, memorialized. Now let's continue. Therefore, evermore, the bays, eels, owls, alis, and days must be guided by this constitution. This constitution is not just astrology. It is what? Science. Our culture is science. All right? Not newspaper astrology and newspaper zodiac. No, not that. Science. Architecture, geometry, mathematics, law, linguistics, medicine, oceanography, geography, material sciences, all right? Nuclear science, astronomy, aerodynamics. Evermore must be guided by this constitution and book, Clock of Destiny, Volume 1 and 2. Do that which is right by reason. In other words, live according to the highest principles of the universe, which are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which are the 10 Commandments in religion. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, that is in civics. Okay, y'all? Do that which is right by reason, not out of fear, not because somebody told you to, pastor said so. No, do it out of reason, intelligence, making your own decisions by learning and using your faculty of critical and analytical thinking. And have respect for the quote unquote, it says here white, but I'm going to correct that, for the hybrid Europeans or the Occidental Europeans acting as whatever position they are in, okay? Acting as clerk of courts, acting as CEO, etc. So lawmakers and citizens of the Magna Carta Union Society of the 50 states, in order to demand, not ask for consideration, not beg, demand respect from them. Now let's skip down. Last paragraph. This is what it reads. Knowledge of zodiac masonry. Remember, masonry, mason only means mother and son, or mother's son, or ma's, like my family used to say, my household, my son. We called our mother Ma. So I'm my son. I'm Mason. Y'all see it? That's all it is. It's just words. It's just words. There's nothing spooky about Mason. Knowledge of zodiac masonry. So what is zodiac? Zodiac, this is the what? The zoo. The Maserati, right? Virgo, Libra. So now we're talking about what, y'all? We're talking about, well, let me just focus on this, all right? We're talking about the mother and son, right? The zodiac masonry, mother and son. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. I want to show y'all something. If I can find it right away, I'll share it. If not, I want to focus on the lunar or the moon zodiac. Where is it? I think it's in volume 1. I would like for y'all on your own time to read about the moon zodiac. All right? The moon zodiac in volume, I think it's volume 1. Y'all go back and do it. Let me get through here so I don't take too much time. All right, so knowledge of zodiac masonry as shown in this Moorish constitution, and also in my book, Clock of Destiny, Volume 1 and 2, will prevent a Moorish American, he or she, from indulging in crime. Those things that would be what? Cause for you to lose your birthright. Felonies. Those things that would cause you to undergo denationalization. And all of the pains and sufferings that go with that. Y'all see it? Simply by living in harmony with nature or following the Most High's commandments. Honoring your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that it may go well with you in the land that the Most High your power is giving you. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Okay? Now, let's go to the bottom. No, the top of page 7, completion. Universal harmony, completion. Rather, completion in the Bible is completion, and some other things too. No, I'm sorry. This is still Article 6. Let me show y'all this. The clock of destiny, Moorish American card of identification. So our nationality card, its full title is the clock of destiny, Moorish American card of identification and constitution, has been registered in the Library of Congress and signed by the author, autographed by the author, C.M. Bay. Let me say it again. The clock of destiny, Moorish American card of identification. Now, our nationality card is extremely important, right? It's extremely important. That shows who your political allegiance is with, right? It shows who your political allegiance is with, amongst other things, who your protection comes from, what treaty rights and constitutional rights you have inherited and therefore can enforce, which is the judicial, legislative, and the executive powers, the reserved rights of the people, right? That our ancestors made sure we had that. Does everyone see? Now, let's go back into the writ. So now let's see the practical application of how we use this information, how we use our culture, how we use our science, what our ancestors left for us to nationalize and take back our birthright. Let's take a look. Page 2 of 7 on that same affidavit of fact, adverse claim of title and reversion of ancestral estate. Number 2. So let me show it. Oh, wait a minute. Did I show y'all? I'll come back. I'll show you the part about the nationality card. I'll come back to that. So y'all take a look at that, read that, pause it on the replay. All right, y'all? One more second, and then I'm going to go through it. Okay, pause it on the replay to read the whole thing. So here we go. Number 2, my nationality. Well, that's established by your nationality card, right? By your nationality card. Hold on, let me show y'all. I forgot to show y'all. Look in the middle where I have it marked, the brackets. All right. Does everyone see that? All right, now remember, this is in Article 6. It's in Article 6, right? It's in Article 6. Of course, 6 reduces to 3. 6 is 2 times 3, or 3 plus 3, which is 33. JC dies on the cross at 33. Right? He enters into heaven at 33. The kingdom of God. And Jesus is justice, right? Code or password for justice, right? So 2, my nationality, citizenship, and political status As an aboriginal, ab not meaning abnormal, y'all. The ancient meaning of ab is father, so this ab original is the original father. Do y'all see it? The original father is the Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, man and man with a womb, or son and son with a womb. And political status as an aboriginal or a Moor. Indigenous, Moorish American, sovereign national, not sovereign citizen, it's oxymoron, sovereign national of the Moroccan Empire. Okay, so now that puts us where? Into the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1836, between the Moroccan Empire and the United States of North America, 1836. And direct descendant of the ancient Moabites, who are Moroccans, by right of blood. Just sanguinis is recognized, and here we go, y'all, is recognized under registration number, this is copyright, AA 222246, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, AA 222, 3 2s and 6. One, 4, 1. Again, AA 222 1 4 1. What does that add up to, y'all? 6, 10, 12. Oh, it adds up to 12. 12 is 2 6s. 6 reduces to 3. Yeah, 12 is 2 6s. Also what? 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Do y'all see what's happening? Class A. With the clock of destiny, Moorish American National Identification Card. And Zodiac Constitution, recorded by Charles Mosley Bay, a Moorish American, and my kin by consanguine on September 10th, 1952, in the Library of Congress, Copyright Office, Washington, District of Columbia, the United States Department of Justice. There it is. All right, so this is how we use these gifts that have been given to us, y'all. That's the practical application in civics and how we nationalize and free ourselves. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I've given everything you need to save a nation. Take it and save yourself. I'm paraphrasing. So, of course, CM Bay got his info from Noble Drew Ali, from the Prophet. All right, y'all? We're talking civics, not religion. Okay, so now once you have established your nationality and right to, well, your treaty protection, Constitution and treaty protection, notice what it says here, and I'm not going to read it. This is in 3. He talks about the 50-year mandate. Well, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was given the 50-year mandate at that conference, right? I forget the name of the conference right now. Well, I used to wonder what that was. Turns out that that's the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1836, in force in 1887 between the United States of North America and the Moroccan Empire. which superseded the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787. So the active treaty right now is the 1836 treaty. All right, y'all? Give me 1 second. I need to, give me 1 second. Hold on. So let's see, 1836. All right, let's see. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Where am I? Plus 6 is 18. So 1 plus 8 is 9. 9, of course, reduces to 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Y'all see? (1837). 1 plus 8 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Plus 7 is 9. So that's 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. And then, of course, 10 is 9, which reduces to 3, which is 3 times 3. So you have to read, I think it's Clock of Destiny, Volume 1, to see why 10 is 9, how he gets there. It's simple, but y'all read it yourself. All right. So anyway, so that's where. So let's begin. So we're finished with that. Let's begin Virgo now. I'm almost tempted to end the video and come back, but I don't want to do that. All right. So let's deal with Virgo now. And no one put anything in the comments. What's wrong with you? How come no comments? Y'all don't have anything to say? All right. So Virgo Virgo Paratura. Where did we stop, y'all? You know, I thought hold on. Okay, I remember we talked about Laodicea, or the Church of Rome. We talked about that. Notre Dame. We talked about that. We talked about that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, we did that. We did Albumazar. We did Boots. No, we didn't do Boots. We did. All right, so we're going to begin on page 142, the last paragraph. Yeah, we're going to finish Virgo today, y'all. We're going to finish Virgo, all right? So we're going to finish it. Wow, I can't believe we got through this so quickly. All right, last paragraph, page 142. the name Bethlehem, in which the virgin, that's Virgo, resided, literally signifying the house of corn. And the name Joseph, literally signifying or literally meaning increase or abundance. So the abundance or the increase of your harvest, right? And it is the business, we covered this already, but we'll do it anyway. And it is the business of the husbandman to store up and take care of this increase and abundance. As it is in the month of August, that Earth, Midgard, Asia, that Earth brings forth her increase in capital G-O-D, and God, even our God. Now y'all know that's a trick bag. We went through that. That has many meanings. If you don't know what it means, you really shouldn't speak it. Because if you are in religion, what you say will come back to you. That's a lesser law of the universe. All right? My word will not come back to me without results. Even our God doeth give us his blessing. That's the harvest, right? That's tangible fruits and vegetables. And why has the church fixed the great festival? In other words, why has the church set the date? The date, okay? Why has the church set the date? And why has the church fixed the great festival as the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary on the 15th of August? Why? That's a good question. That's a good critical thinking question. Why? Why celebrate the Assumption of the Virgin Mary on August 15th? Why? They just pulled that date out of the air? No reason? Well, people usually don't do anything without a reason, right? Without a motive. Unless maybe they're, cuckoo, right? And that of her nativity on the 8th of September. So why did they choose these dates? As you will see in your almanacs, this is the Farmer's Almanac. All right? They use astrology to help you plan your year to live, survive, and thrive. When to plant, etc., etc. What to plant, where, all of this. As you will see in your almanacs, even of the present year. So here we go. So he's talking about astrology, y'all. He just gave you a hint that they chose August 15th for her Assumption and September 8th for her nativity based on astrology. That's what he just told you when he referenced the almanacs, the farmers' almanacs. See, all the way up until the 1800s, or probably even further, when we were agricultural still, people based their life off of the stars. And we relied on farmers' almanacs. Farmers' almanacs, astrology, farming. The Virgin Virgo, a sheath of corn in one hand, right? A stalk of corn in one hand. Okay, y'all? The Assumption of the Virgin Mary is fixed on the 15th of August because at that time, the SUN sun is so entirely in the constellation of the Virgin, so the SUN sun is fully in the constellation of Virgo, that the stars of which it is composed, in other words, the SUN sun is all the way in Virgo. And of course, Virgo is a constellation of stars. But the sun sun is so bright. It's so bright that now you cannot see the constellation Virgo because the sun sun is outshining them. All right, so let's continue. The Assumption of the Virgin Mary is fixed on the 15th of August because at that time the sun sun is so entirely in the constellation of the Virgin that the stars of which it is composed are rendered invisible in the bright effulgence of the sun's rays. Okay, so the sun is so bright that it's drowning out all of the stars of Virgo. And the Christian church has the words, quote, "This day the Virgin Mary is taken up into the heavenly chamber in which the King of Kings sits in his starry seat," end quote. As the pagan church from an indefinite antiquity, so long ago, is so ancient that nobody knows how ancient it is, fixed this very day. In other words, the pagan church decided that they would use August 15th as the Assumption of the goddess Astrea, Astrea, that is the starry goddess, Virgo, right? Constellation stars, which is but another name of the same personification. So the Catholics, they just plagiarized it, right? The mother Mary is nothing more than the goddess Astrea, which is Virgo. All right, y'all? And the pagans had this assumption of the Virgin Mary. Before the Catholics just stole it. They just plagiarized it. They just plagiarized it. Y'all see? Why? Because on the 15th of August, the sun is fully and completely into Virgo, the constellation Virgo. And the sun's brightness outshines the stars that make up Virgo. You can't even see Virgo now because of the sun's brightness, because of the sun's rays. Overpowers them, washes them out. All right, y'all? So the pagans set that date. And the Catholic Church, they just lifted it, plagiarized it. Now let's continue. But, their food smells good. But about 3 weeks afterward, the sun sun having passed on, so 3 weeks afterwards, that's what, 21 days? 21 days, 30 days in a month, right? So 30 minus 21 would be 9. So the sun is 9 days into Virgo when the event that we just talked about, when the phenomena that we just talked about, the sun's brightness, the sun is fully in Virgo and the sun's brightness washes out Virgo so that you can't see it. That's 9 days or 9 degrees into Virgo. Why? Because every zodiac sign is 30 degrees. So let's read it again. But about 3 weeks afterward, the sun having passed on. Okay, y'all? 3 weeks afterward, the sun is out. Actually, so it would be, give me 1 second. The sun itself is 3 degrees. So 30 degrees per zodiac sign. So when the sun enters into a zodiac sign, it's the first day or first degree, right? But it takes 3 degrees for the sun to fully exit the other sign. So we're dealing with between, let's say, 30 minus 21 or 33 minus 21. That gives you the number of days that the author is talking about when the sun is fully in, and its effulgence outshines Virgo so that you can't see it, all right? Because it says the sun has already exited Virgo. So, but about 3 weeks afterward, the Escheat sun having passed on. So it exited out of Virgo already. In his apparent annual course, his, of course, is the Escheat sun. So in the sun's apparent annual course, well, the apparent annual course, that would be the ecliptic, right? Toward the scales of September, toward the scales of September. That's Libra. The stars which compose the Virgin seem to emerge out of the sun's rays. So now the Escheat sun, having exited Virgo, moving on the path, which is the Maserat, gets far enough away from Virgo, well, now all of a sudden you can see Virgo again. You can see Virgo again, all right? He continues, so the stars which compose the Virgin, Virgo, seem to emerge out of the sun's rays and begin again to be visible to the naked eye. So we're on page 143. Page 143. For that reason, and none other than that reason, the church has fixed the festival of the Nativity of the Virgin on the 8th of September. In other words, you couldn't see the sun, so the sun must have been dead. Couldn't see it. It was there before, you could see it. Now you can't see it, so it must be dead. And now, when the Escheat sun passes out of Virgo, and it's eight days, which is 8 degrees into Libra in September, all of a sudden, Virgo reappears. So now, Virgo is born. This is the Nativity, right? The festival of the Nativity of the Virgin. You can get all these festivals on page 132. Yes, the festival of the Virgin Mary's Nativity, September 8th. Okay, y'all, there's the dates for all of the festivals. And they're all astrologically aligned. All astrologically aligned. All right, y'all see that? And she was espoused to a man Joseph, back on page 143, and she was espoused to a man Joseph because the constellation Boots, so the Virgin Mary was engaged, espoused to Joseph, because the constellation Bootes always rises and sets with Virgo. So they're always together. They must be engaged. They're always together. They must be engaged. That's a thing in Asia that you'll see. A lot of Asian women here in Southeast Asia, they're not going to be caught alone with you. That's true. They're not going, a lot of them, even if they like you, they're not going to be alone with you, all right? Unless somebody else is there. That's Asian culture. At least in Philippines, and Vietnam. Of course, that's if they're traditional type of people. So anyway, so that's why Joseph is said to be, Joseph and Mary are engaged. All right. So when Virgo rises, Butez rises. Always together, so they must be engaged. They must be linked. Y'all see it? All right. And when she was espoused to the man Joseph, because of constellation Butez always rises and sets with Virgo. They come together and they leave together. They come together and they leave together. They must be a couple. Y'all see? No, they're not dating. They're not dating. Y'all know that I've actually been told, I remember being in the Philippines, old men, old Pinoy, they call them Pinoy, old Filipino men was like, no, not gonna be no dating. Now, we can go someplace together like a chaperone, right? But it ain't gonna be no dating. You can forget about that. Yeah, that's the truth, y'all. That's the truth. And I think it's like that also in India, but especially places where they have arranged marriages. And you know they have arranged marriages in Vietnam too, y'all. It ain't gonna be no dating. This is for traditional culture, traditional Filipino culture and Vietnamese culture, and also India. Right? There's no dating process. All right, let's continue. And so was imagined to have the charge of bringing her up. So because of that natural phenomena, our ancient ancestors said that Joseph was responsible for Virgo. Joseph is responsible to bring her up. Joseph is responsible to take her wherever she's going and to take her back home. Y'all see it? Just like a man and a woman. The man is responsible for the woman. The man should take her there and the man should bring her home. Right, y'all? Everybody can relate to that. And that's where we get it from. Right? That's where we get it from. And the Catholic Church perverted it and made it into a belief and doctrine. And remember Jeremiah 8:8. They wrote lies in the book of the law. As a matter of fact, this is a good place to go back over that. Jeremiah 8:8. So I like the scripture in the Amplified Bible version. It says, "Behold, the truth is that the lying pen of the scribes have made the law, natural phenomena, nature, astrology, have made the law into a lie, a mere code of ceremonial observances." And we're looking at these, some of these ceremonial observances. Do y'all see it, y'all? Is it clear? Okay, now let's continue. With her, with Virgo, with the Virgin Mary, he comes up into the hill country, the upper or visible hemisphere. Upper or visible hemisphere, so he's talking about the northern hemisphere, right? And with her, he is Butes, goes down into Egypt. And with her, he goes down, the S-U-N sun, right? He goes down into Egypt. And with her, he goes down into Egypt. That is, this is Butes, sinks below the horizon in the west. Okay, so Aries is in the east. Libra is in the west. That's the equinoctial points, right? So with her, Butes comes up into the hill country, which is the upper or visible hemisphere in the northern hemisphere, right? Northern part of space, rather. And with Virgo, Boots goes down into Egypt. That is, Boots sinks, or Butes sinks below the horizon in the west. So what this sounds like it's saying to me is that in September, if you look toward the west, right, you'll see Virgo, you'll see Boots. If you can see it, you'll see Virgo, and you'll see Boots at the horizon, and Boots will pass below the horizon, and you will not see Boots again. This is going down in Egypt. Isn't that interesting? In the west, Egypt in the west. Egypt in the west, not the east. In what's called Africa today, Egypt is in East Africa. Egypt is in the east. But here, astrologically, Egypt is in the west, in the upper part, in the northwest, in the northwest hemisphere, the Americas. Y'all see that? Now, isn't it curious, or isn't it instructive, that the orientation of astrology is the northern hemisphere, particularly the northwest, the Maghrib al-Aqsa, where there are 4 seasons, 4 clearly defined seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Now, do y'all see it? Nature is speaking to you. This is a location of ancient Kemet. It just told us. The stars, nature, natural phenomena just told us. With her, Butes comes up into the hill country, the upper or visible hemisphere, upper north. And with her, with Virgo, Butes goes down into Egypt. That is, Butes sinks below the horizon in the west. So that's northwest. Northwest hemisphere. Clear? The Maghrib al-Aqsa. And let me go back to CM Bay. Let's go back to CM Bay. I think this is also very instructive. Maybe it's in Clock of Destiny. I don't remember if it's 1 or 2. But he tells you what Egypt is. CM Bay tells us what Egypt is. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's at the beginning of the Clock of Destiny, Volume 1. Here it is. Page 36. Page 36. I'm not kidding y'all. Do y'all see that? Page 36. Do y'all see a pattern yet? Do y'all see a pattern? Page 36. Okay, of course, 3 is 3. 6 reduces to 9, right? 6 is 3 plus 3, or 2 times 3. And 3 plus 6 is 9. Everybody see that? Egypt. On page 36. No, wait a minute. Maybe I'm wrong. What page? No, that's page 35. But 3 plus 5 is 8. And if you divide the 8 in half, you get 2 3s, 33. So same thing. Egypt. The term Egypt implies productive soil in the northern hemisphere, especially the United States of America and Canada. Upper and Lower Egypt. This is Maghrib al-Aqsa. Does everyone see that? The Maghrib al-Aqsa. The dominions of the Moors. Give me 1 second, y'all. So let's go back into our affidavit of fact. And let's look at this. I'm looking for the one I had. Maybe this is not. Hold on. I'm trying to go back to that same one. Where is it? Let's go back to the affidavit of fact, adverse claim of title and reversion of ancestral estate, Exhibit A1. It's the same writ, y'all. So let's take a look at this. We'll show the practical application, how we use this, and how it benefits us. All right, how it benefits us. Okay, number one. I, Byron, David, Bell, Bay, sui juris, and Aboriginal and Indigenous Moorish American sovereign national of the Moroccan Empire at Maghrib al-Aqsa, Northwest Amexem, North America. This is page 2 of 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 reduces to 3. Do y'all see it? Maghrib al-Aqsa, the furthest west, the land furthest west. Y'all see it? Northwest Amexem, North America. All right. So let's go back to the Devil's Pulpit, page 143. The great star in the Virgin, appearing on the eastern edge of the horizon at the moment of midnight. All right, so at midnight, you look to the east horizon, you'll see this great star. Between the 24th and the 25th of December. So on the 24th and between the 24th and the 25th of December, remember, Jesus is dead. That's the winter solstice. On December 22nd, the Eschuan sun stops casting a shadow on the sundial. Every day of the year prior to that, it casts a full 1 degree shadow on the sundial. So our ancestors said that the sun died, right? So on December 24th, Jesus is still dead. No shadow is cast on the sundial. But what happens at 12 o'clock midnight, the very end of December 24th and the very beginning of December 25th? Well, a new sun is born, according to some doctrines, or Jesus is born again. So in other words, Jesus is born on December 25th, all right? Or a new son is born on December 25th, and that new son is still Jesus, okay? So let's continue. The great star and the Virgin appearing on the eastern edge of the horizon. So you look on December 24th, 25th, You look toward the east at the horizon. When the Escheat sun gains its first degree of ascension. So the sun on December 22nd is going horizontal, right? Horizontally. No shadow cast on the sundial. And then at the very end of December 24th, the very beginning of December 25th, which is 12 o'clock midnight, the sun begins to ascend northward, changes directions, right? It was falling southward, then it goes horizontal when the sun is said to be dead, beginning with the winter solstice, and then it begins to ascend or to spring northward, to spring toward the north, spring northward, ascend northward, all right? When the Escheat sun, so December 25th, when the Escheat sun gains his first degree of ascension, it's ascending or springing northward. Okay, so at this time was said to preside over his nativity. Oh, so Virgo, let me see if I got that right. So this bright star in Virgo is said to preside over the sun's nativity, over his nativity, over the Escheat sun's being born again, or a new son being born, okay? And gave occasion to the fable of Christ, i.e. the Escheat son being born of a pure virgin. Wow. That's where that comes from. Y'all read that, please. See, now still, y'all, we're dealing with what, y'all? Mother and son. Mother and son. Or my son. Okay. So y'all read that so you can have this knowledge yourself, so that you can have read it yourself. All right. Okay, so y'all pause this on the replay. There's also a link to the free PDF to this book in the description area of this video, okay, y'all? I'm trying to find a pen. Do I have a pen? I thought I brought a pen with me. Does everyone see that? Okay. So I like that so much, y'all. I'm going to read it again. If I'm stumbling over my words, it's because I'm really exhausted. I'm just really exhausted. Really exhausted. So page 43. I want to come back to this. Give me a second, y'all. I want to make a note, all right? So let me read it again. The great star and the Virgin, appearing on the eastern edge of the horizon. Eastern edge of the horizon at the moment of midnight between the 24th and 25th of December, when the Escheat sun gains his first degree of ascension, was said to preside over his nativity and gave occasion to the fable of the Christ, i.e., the Escheat sun being born of a pure virgin. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. So now, go back to page 130. 130. So why did Mary go into the hill country? Now we know the answer to that question. Right? We know that with her, he, that's Boots, comes up into the hill country, the upper or visible hemisphere, that's the north. And with her, Bootes goes down into Egypt. That is, Bootes sinks below the horizon in the west. That's why she went into the hill country. Well, what else? What else? Well, the great star and the Virgin appearing on the eastern edge of the horizon at the moment of midnight between December 24th and 25th, when the Escheat sun gains its first degree of ascension, when the sun is born again, was said to preside over his nativity. In other words, why did he go to the hill country? Well, to go down into Egypt and then have a baby. All right? So when the Escheat sun gains his first degree of ascension, when the sun is resurrected, was said to preside over the sun's birth, the sun's nativity. And this gave occasion to, or this is the origin of the myth, of the fable of Christ being born of a pure virgin. That's the answer to why did he go up into the hill? Why did she go into the hill country? She went there to go to Egypt, and then from there to preside over the birth of Jesus. Y'all see it? All right, so all of these questions have been answered. The author answered all of the questions. I'm looking for the Venn matrix. Give me 1 second. Page 143. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. One second, y'all. All right. I wanted to make a note of that. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. The fable of the birth being once adopted, the natural analogies of human life. Y'all hear that? Supplied the date of other festivals in honor of this celestial lady, as that of Lady Day, the 25th of March, precisely 9 months before the 25th of December. So in other words, JC is born on December 25th, and then 9 months later, what, y'all? Lady Day. 9 months gestation period for a man with a womb to give birth, right? Once impregnated. All right. So it, as he said, supplied the date, or they started counting from December 25th. So supplied the date of other festivals. December 25th is the starting point, okay? For these festivals to marry. In honor of this celestial lady called Virgo, or JC's mother, the Virgin Mary, as that of Lady Day, which is March 25th. Precisely 9 months before December 25th. So she was what? She was impregnated. She was impregnated on the 25th of March. Mary gets pregnant. Mary gets pregnant. On March 25th. Nine months later, y'all write this in your notes. 9 months later, she gives birth. On December 25th. Okay, at 12 midnight. In fact, it might be easier to write 12 midnight, December 24th, December 25th. You'll remember it. It may be easier for you to remember it. All right, y'all. I'm glad I covered this. I think these are two very, very important paragraphs. Not only are we able to learn the location of Egypt astrologically, but this very important concept of mother and child that's in all of the solar religion, that it's actually harmonic with nature. It's harmonic with nature. It's in every solar religion, but it's not supposed to be worshipped, y'all. Just like in the book, in The Witness of the Stars, that author what was his name? Joseph Seiss. He published in 1882. He tells us that. Oh no, not that book. It's in the Astrology of the Old Testament, the Lost Word Regained, published in 1892 by Carl Anderson. He tells us that there are only 3 degrees in Masonry: the sun, the moon, and the star. And he says that the Catholics forced people into worshiping Virgo, the Mother Mary. They did all kind of diabolical, dastardly, deceptive things. And they added 30 degrees. They added 30 degrees. But when there are really only 3, right? Do y'all remember that? If you've been following my work, you'll remember that. And so what we've been covering is that all of these festivals to Mary, which has been what? Translated into doctrine, religious doctrine and beliefs, okay? Christmas, the birth of Jesus and all of that stuff, all right? All of these extra degrees that does not exist in real Masonry, all right? Which is really civics. Okay, so I feel good about that, y'all. So let's go to the last page, page 144. Uh-oh. 144. When I saw that, I thought 144,000 in the book of Revelation. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Of course, 9 reduces to 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 reduces to 3. So here we go. And also, y'all, 9 is an inverted 6. So the sun and the moon, so opposites. The Hermetic Law of polarity, the great law of opposites, or the law of opposites. All right, and 6 and 9, they're the same. 3. Okay. So page 144. Let's see what this gives us. While her own allegorical language supplies all the fillings up of the ingenious fiction, the pure virgin, without any contradiction or absurdity, is literally purified in the fire of hell. Is literally purified in the fire of hell when she is in her low estate. Remember, Mary says she calls herself the handmaiden in her low estate. So let's go back to that. I was just there. Okay. All right, so here we are. Oh, that was one of the, I think it was also one of the critical thinking questions. Hold on, give me. Yes, page 133. Page 133. Reads, quote unquote, "Behold, the handmaiden of the Lord," and that, quote unquote, God had regarded the low estate. Y'all see that? The low estate. Hold on, where am I? Hold on, y'all. Oh, page 144. Okay? And that God had regarded the low estate of his handmaiden. All right, y'all? And here it is. In February let me start over. Hold on, y'all. Is literally purified in the fire of hell when Virgo is in her low estate, quote unquote, low estate in February. So she's in her low estate in February. All right. So Mary is in her low estate in February, but in the 6th month, she takes the Sun Sun for having regarded the low estate, that is, this maid with the hand had been in, when he has put down the mighty, i.e., the stars of the opposite constellation, from their seat and exalted or brought to the zenith those that had been of low degree. In other words, as the sun is moving, right, it appears that the whole, hold on, y'all. Let me let that, give me a minute. Let me let that, see if they'll stop. And I want to write my notes while I wait. All right, so she is purified in the fire of hell. Well, you can't get no lower than being in hell, can you? Man, all right. So you know what? I'll do my notes later. Let's go through this so we can finish it up. All right. So while her allegorical language supplies all the fillings up of the ingenious fiction, so it's a good story, right? It's a really interesting, good story. The pure virgin. Okay, she's pure. Why? Because she's gone through the fire. She's been purified through the fire. She's been through hell, her low estate. Without any contradiction or absurdity, is literally purified in the fire of hell. So what is it? He's saying that this happens in nature. This is not a religious thing. This is a natural phenomenon. That's what he's saying. So Virgo is literally purified in the fire of hell when she is in her quote unquote low estate in February. So when is Virgo in her low estate? In February. What happens to Virgo in February when Virgo is in her low estate? She is purified in the fire of hell. But in the 6th month, isn't that interesting? 6 goes back to 3. 6 is 9 inverted. All right. Feminine and masculine energy, the Hermetic law of gender, mental gender. She thanks, so in the 6th month, she thanks the Sun Sun. She thanks the sun for having regarded the low estate. She thanks the sun for having regarded her low estate. So obviously what? When you thank someone for regarding you, that means they did something for you that you needed, right? That improved your situation. So she thanks the sun, the Sun Sun, for having regarded the low estate that she, this maid with the hand, had been in. Okay, so the Sun lifts her up to a higher estate, right? That's what's coming next. We can tell by the words. When he, that's the S-U-N sun, when the S-U-N sun has put down the mighty. The mighty would be those who are in a higher state, right? Those bright stars, everybody can see them. Everybody sees them, the bright stars. When the S-U-N sun has put down the mighty, i.e., the stars of the opposite constellation. So the stars of the opposite constellation, let me show y'all. Hold on. I'm going to find an image, but hold on. The stars of the opposite constellation from their seed. So give me 1 second. So the stars of the opposite constellation, that would be what? The opposite end of the same line, right? Hold on, y'all. Oh, I thought it was important. Hold on, y'all. So let me show y'all what's on the opposite end of Libra of Virgo. Hold on. Let me pull this up. All right. Let me find Virgo real quick, y'all. All right, here we are. Can y'all see Virgo? Do y'all see? Hold on, I can't see. All I see is light. I'll try to put her in the middle of the screen. Maybe I should get a better. Let me find a better image. Hold on. I want to show you the sign that's at the opposite end, but in a better image. So Aries, Libra, Virgo. Hold on. So Aries, Libra. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so y'all take a look at that. So Virgo is can y'all see it? Virgo is the 6th constellation from Aries. So count 6 more. That's going to take you to Pisces, right? There are 12. I hope y'all can see it. All I see is a glare. So Pisces is at the opposite end of Virgo. Do y'all see it? I wonder why you can't. Oh, okay, hold on. All right, that's why. Let's try it again. Pisces is at the opposite end of Virgo. Are y'all able to see that? If you can see it, you see Pisces is at the opposite end of Virgo. Pause the video on the replay or just Google search Zodiac sign, all right? Google search Zodiac signs. All right. Okay. So the stars, so when the S-U-N sun has put down the mighty, i.e. the stars of the opposite constellation. So the opposite constellation to Virgo is Pisces. All right, y'all? So Pisces will go down as Virgo goes up. So the S-U-N sun gave consideration to Virgo's low estate, meaning it was in the south. And as the sun continues to ascend, am I reading? Yeah. So in February, as the sun continues to ascend to spring toward the north, Pisces will be brought down to a low estate, and Virgo is risen up to a high estate because of the sun's movement, right? It's ascension along the ecliptic. Does everyone understand? But in the 6th month, Virgo thanks the Eschuan sun for having regarded the low estate that she was in. This maid with the hand had been in when the Eschuan sun has put down the mighty, i.e. the stars of the opposite constellation. That would be Pisces. Virgo and Pisces are opposite one another, right? Governed by the law of polarity, the law of opposites. From their seat and exalted or brought to the zenith those that had been of low degree. He fills, that is the Eschuan sun, fills the hungry with good things. As the Lion of July, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, called by Samson the Eater, and herself in the 6th month are the fruitful and abundant months, while the rich, the opposite signs of January and February are sent empty away. Y'all see that? With nothing to live on but fish, right? It's January, it's cold, usually still snow. No vegetation's growing. If you don't have whatever you sow, you shall also reap. If you didn't sow well, you didn't have a good harvest, what are you going to rely on to eat in January? Well, it might be thawing out, or you can go cut a hole in a river or a lake and fish, or you can go hunting. But, maybe you're not going to find any animals, or maybe you risk being eaten yourself, right? But in February, definitely things are going to thaw out, especially toward the end of February, and you can go fishing. But you're going to have to live off of fish, right? So the opposite signs of January and February are sent away empty with nothing to live on but fish. So this is nature, y'all. This is nature. In January and February, you better go fishing, right? Or hunting, but you're better off fishing. So that with them, till the mutton of March, that's Aries, right? Mutton is lamb. To the mutton of March, and the beef of April, that's Taurus, the bull, until Aries and March come. It must necessarily be Lent. But what is Lent? What is Lent? What is the Catholic Lent? And all this to do is expressly declared to be in fulfillment of the covenant, right? Covenant, contract, that is most literally making up of the astronomical allegory of Abraham. Okay? I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read it again. And all of this to do is expressly declared to be in fulfillment of the covenant, the Abrahamic covenant. All of this in fulfillment of the Abrahamic covenant, that is most literally making up of the astronomical allegory to Abraham. That is, here's the astronomical solution or the meaning of the story about Abraham. The planet Saturn and his seed, that is, the stars of heaven forever. The stars of heaven forever. So the planet Saturn and his seed. What are his seed? The stars of the heavens. Right? So y'all can look up, just Google search the Abrahamic covenant yourself. All right? So what is it? It's Saturn. And Saturn's seed. Which are the stars of heaven. Which are the stars of the heavens. Okay, y'all? All right, forever. Okay? Thus, sirs, I have brought before you in this lecture. See, now, isn't it interesting how he calls it a lecture in the text? But look at the title. I don't know, I used to wonder why they call it a sermon. A sermon and a lecture are different. Page 144. So on page 144, it is called a lecture. Lecture is academics, right? Thus, sirs, I have brought before you in this lecture a few, in my other lectures, very many of the principles of that occult or that hidden, not devils and demons occult, but the literal meaning of occult, the hidden astronomical science. Well, Jeremiah 8, verse 8, didn't he tell you that the scribes have hidden the truth from you? Didn't he tell you that? How can you say we are wise? And that the law of the Lord, that the instructions of the Most High are with us. How can you say that? Look at the people, they're ignorant. How can you say we're learned in his language and teachings? Look at them. They're breaking the law everywhere. How can you say we're learned in the language? Because if they could read, they would know, like my Uncle Jimmy would say, they would know they ought not do that. You ought not do that there. Right? So they were in a situation where either they were hearing nothing, and you can best be sure that that's very unlikely. They were being deceived in word and in writing. How can you say that we are learned in its language and teachings? In other words, they are totally disconnected from natural law. The evidence, the facts, when you look at how they live, how they interact with each other, you could see that they were totally disconnected from natural law. In other words, they were breaking the Most High's commandments. Y'all see it? So occult only means hidden. And then these hybrids and their Moorish minions, they put a negative stigma on the word occult, which means hidden. So every approach to the topic, they have embedded in it demonology. Make you scared of it. It's of the devil. And y'all already know what we went through in the last class. There is no devil. In fact, Jehovah, Yahoo, what do the Jewish people call him? Well, y'all know the Jewish name that they use: Adonai, Adonis, Jehovah, Yahuwah, Yahoo, Yahweh. And the devil are all one and the same deity. We went through that in this chapter, all right? Where the devil and Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah are attributed with doing the same deed, proving who they are. And he has a cloven foot. Okay, so now let's continue. Y'all see how important Jeremiah verse 8 chapter 8, verse 8 is now. So let's continue. Thus, sirs, I have brought before you in this lecture a few in my other lectures, very many of the principles of that occult astronomical science which lies under, which is buried under, which has been covered over, which has been hidden, made occult, which lies under the riddle of evangelical fiction. Now, a riddle is meant to do what? To confuse you. A riddle is meant to be hard to solve. In other words, a riddle is encoded, right? You need to know the code in order to understand the riddle. Right, y'all? Let me look up riddle. Man, I'm ready to go back home. I think I've been in Cambodia just a few days, but I'm ready to go back home. Okay, so riddle, let's look at riddle in Merriam-Webster's and see what we come up with. Riddle, a mystifying, misleading, or puzzling question posed as a problem to solve or guess at its meaning. All right, so this is what the evangelical Christians are doing to you. This is what religion does to you. All right? A mystifying, misleading, or puzzling question posed as a problem. Well, what's God's name? That's the big one, right? Posed as a problem to be solved or guessed. Yeah, in other words, they're going to keep you searching. That's their goal, to keep you searching, never finding, keep you running on that treadmill like a mouse. Ever running, but getting nowhere. All right, always trying to, when is the Sabbath? You know, etc. All of these doctrines, etc., etc., etc. This is why he calls them riddles. I really like the way he writes. With the force of demonstration, with prejudice, hypocrisy, or madness, may oppose, but reason cannot. All right, y'all? With the force of demonstration, with prejudice, hypocrisy, or madness may oppose, but reason cannot. All right? Reason, what is that? A function of the mind, analytical and critical thinking, logic. For sirs, if reason, if truth, and the right of the cause were with those whom I oppose, or if they themselves but felt an honorable conviction that they were right. He's talking about the priesthood, the priestcraft, the dark priesthood, the pastors, reverends, imams, rabbis, mores, moshes, generals. Why should they have recourse to the dark and slanderous arts of defamation and scandal? In other words, why are they defaming me? If they're truthful, if they're honest, if their motive is honest and pure, why are they lying on me? Why are they lying on my character? Why are they calling me an agent? Right? In today's terms. Why are they calling me an agent? Why are they calling me a worshiper of the devil, a blasphemer? Y'all know our people these days are quick to call somebody an agent, right? If they have such pure motives, and I agree with the author 100%. This bench is so little I can't move my legs. I agree with the author 100%. You don't have to defame someone if you don't agree with them, or even if you don't trust them, or even if you suspect them. You don't have to defame them. If you have a good motive, right? If you have a good motive, you don't have to take that low, dark approach. The author says, for sirs, if reason, if truth, and the right cause, the right motive, were with those whom I oppose, the priestcraft, the secret societies who lead all of the institutions that came against him for what? Telling the secret about astrotheology. He told it, and you see, he told it all. If they, so let me say this. These were leaders, these were the magistrates, the judges, these were the heads of their courts, the heads of academia, the heads of government, including the king and the queen, all Freemasons, the heads of banking, all came against the Reverend Robert Taylor. They didn't attack what he was teaching, they attacked his motive and his character. They defamed him. For sirs, if reason, if truth, if the right cause were with those who I oppose. Why did he oppose them? Because they are teaching lies to the people. They are misleading the people and robbing the people, not only of their birthright, but of their self-respect and dignity. Just robbing and raping them. Made him stupid. And he felt sad and he felt guilty. So much so that when he got to the top and he learned everything that there was to know about astrotheology, he left Freemasonry and started telling the truth. And so they hated him. And they started to try to destroy, not try to, but they started destroying his life by destroying his reputation. Also, they destroyed him financially and then locked him up. Not once, but twice. He had to move to France. Luckily, I think he said he married a wealthy woman. Other than that, they would have destroyed him. All right? If they themselves but felt an honorable conviction that they were right, see, if they knew they were right, deep down inside, if they knew they were right, why should they have recourse to the dark, slanderous arts of defamation and scandal? Right? If they knew they were right, they don't need to defame my character. Right? If deep inside they felt sincerely that they were in the right, they would not have defamed him. They would not have created scandal. Scandal, for instance, like it's the same as today, it would have been then, because man's psychology has not changed. What do people do when they create scandal? They lie on you. They try to turn other people against you. Oh, he's bad. You know, he's this, he's that. Stay away from him. Don't trust him. No matter what he says, don't trust him. This is what they do. Oh, he was involved in this and he was involved in that. They just make stuff up. Try to turn everybody against you. And y'all know what kind of person has mastered this craft? The narcissist. the overt and the covert narcissist. All right? The narcissist who there's two types. There's a narcissist that's very flamboyant, right? Likes to show his wealth, likes, open about his narcissism. Some people say Donald Trump is that kind of narcissist, a narcissist. Then there's another kind of narcissist who tries to hide it, who wants to appear to be noble and humble. These are people who are usually involved in social issues or nonprofit organizations. But their behavior is the same with those people who live with them, who know them. Right? You cannot disagree with them. You can't challenge them. You know. But anyway. I know all about this topic, y'all. I know all about what they do and how they do it, because it's been done to me so many times throughout my entire life, actually. Even by my father. But at the time, I didn't realize it until I got older, and I did some training in a mental health hospital, the forensic mental health hospital. So now I can see it I can see it like that, right? I can see these people like that. When I say I can see it, I mean I can observe their behavior. And I know. I ain't gonna say anything, but I know, right? So he continues. Why would they use these dark and slanderous arts of defamation and scandal against me? And the wicked persecuting tricks. So in narcissism, the narcissist is usually never going to do it himself. He's going to have other people do it. In the narcissism lingo, they'll say he has flying monkeys, right? So the narcissist uses his charm, and lies, and that they are masterful at deceiving people and using people to get them to do their dirty work. Masterful, because they've been doing it their whole life. And for them, it's a matter of survival. See, well, let me not go into that. Let's stay on topic. And the wicked persecuting tricks. These people have no conscience. They feel no empathy. They have no sympathy for you whatsoever. They will try to get you locked up and smile in your face. All right? They will be the cause of a legal action against you. Pretend like they know nothing about it. I know, because my father did that to me. Offer to give you a ride to court, to the de facto court. Try to make you late. Try to frustrate you, so that when you get in there, you're so frustrated, and you're gonna fail, or you're gonna get the worst outcome. These people are dirty, rotten people. They have no empathy and no sympathy, and they will stoop. There's no level that they will not stoop to while smiling in your face. Getting pleasure. They call it narcissistic supply. Getting pleasure from seeing you struggle, hurt, and watching your demise. And that's what they're working on. Even though they're smiling in your face, everything is great, you go have coffee together, all of this, they are working on your demise. Okay? And fooling you, deceiving you into thinking that y'all have a good relationship. All right? In other words, softening you up to make you an easy victim. Okay? This is what they do. So, and the wicked persecuting tricks turn everybody against you. Go to the policy enforcers. Go to institutions, but People have been known to go to children and family services against you. Talk bad about you to your professors, to the managers. Try to destroy you. Okay? But they don't do it themselves. They always use flying monkeys, try to get other people to do it for them. All right? And if they act like they're trying to comfort you, it's only because they need to, y'all remember Scooby-Doo? They need to do it to eliminate themselves as a suspect. Like the crackhead who helps you look for your wallet, who know good and well they done stole your wallet. Yet they're helping you look for it, right? Okay, so and the wicked persecuting tricks, which a good cause, a good motive never needs, and good men never use. Good men never use these tactics, y'all. People who have a pure motive, they never use tactics like that. Never. Never. Because, see, a man with a good motive, a good man is not going to do something to hurt somebody else. They're not going to talk and say things about someone. They're not going to tell you, for example, the Hebrew Israelites or these Christians, they'll go defame someone, slander someone, make videos defaming, slandering someone. And you know why? Because they say they are prophetic. They're prophets. They're prophets. So they go make a video, make it public, talk in public against you. Why? Because they're prophetic. They're prophets. That's an alibi. That's a cover. Y'all see it? That is a cover. Because a good man, a decent man, is not going to say anything bad about somebody else. They will let that person's behavior show it. Prove it. Right? Period. Like Dr. Cress Wessling, y'all know the ISIS papers, like she used to say. She say, be very careful of anybody pointing the finger at somebody else, saying somebody else is bad, evil, wicked. Be careful. They point that finger. One is pointing at you, but guess what? Or at the person they're talking about. But then there's three pointing back at themselves. At themselves. One pointing at you, but three pointing back at themselves. Okay, y'all? Why should they brand me with opprobrious epithets like the devil's pulpit? To terrify men's minds from the pursuit of knowledge. See, why should they say, for example, I'm an agent, I'm a blast. I done heard it all, y'all, from the black people, the African Americans. I done heard the Hebrew Israelites, the Christians. I'm an agent, I'm a blasphemer, I'm this, I'm that. I've even heard people, I'll never forget this, when I was very young. I went to the Million Man March. And that was me, my mentor, and all the other people in our group, in our set, right? And these were all of, I was what do you call it? A graduate assistant. Yeah, I was a graduate assistant, and my mentor he was like this famous man, actually, in government. And but he was on the administrative side, and not the. He was a city manager, and he did stuff like that. He was very famous. He was. But anyway, he used to mentor young men. or at that time, young black men. He was quote unquote black, and he would mentor. So he had, a lot of influence. So it was me, and then the other young men that he mentored, and some were older. Over the years, we rented this big bus, to go down there to the Million Man March. And I remember being on the bus, and conversation comes up, and somehow or another, the conversation is about me being the less black on the bus. I'm the less black on the bus because my skin tone, y'all see my skin tone. I'm like a cinnamon color, right? I'm darker. Am I darker than honey? Let me see, y'all. I don't pass the brown paper bag test. Okay, let me show y'all. But the conversation comes up like that. So let me see. What do y'all think? Do I pass? Am I darker than honey or lighter than honey? Maybe this honey, you know what, y'all probably can't see because of the shadow. Maybe the honey is let me see. Maybe the honey is a little bit, maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think? Maybe the honey is a little bit darker, maybe the same. I'm a cinnamon color, brown, okay? And if I'm eating a healthy diet, my hair is wavy until it gets long, right? But if I'm eating a healthy diet, my hair stays very wavy. I used to have the fresh waves. Y'all remember back in the day, you brush your hair, you get the waves. I used to have those fresh waves. Yeah, but they went into a country, and it went totally south. But it was just because they were jealous. Because I was doing some things and had accomplished some things at a very young age that they had not. And my mentor liked me a lot because of my my personality. I was go-getter, right? Still am. But they went into this whole thing, negative against me. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I don't even know why I started talking about that. Oh, brand. Oh, brand, yeah. So why should they brand me? Let me look this word up. Opprobrious. Hold on. Well, I'm telling you, I've been through it. Opprobrious. All right, so let's see. What's the definition? Opprobrious. Infamous. So they gave him these infamous brands, infamous titles, like, for example, the Devil's Chaplain. I mean, you can't get no worse than that, right? Hold on. So let's look at another dictionary. That was in Merriam. Okay, so opprobrious as in abusive, marked by harsh, insulting language. Okay, marked by harsh, insulting language. Okay, so brands that are harsh and insulting. Synonyms: abusive, insulting, obscene, nasty, outraging, malicious, Give you malicious brands. Now, I'm straight up, y'all, telling y'all the truth. I have experienced this. Okay, malicious, having the nature of or resulting from malice. Deliberately harmful, spiteful. So these type of these people, these evangelists, these Freemasons that the author is talking about here, they did what? They were acting out of spite. They wanted to harm him, to deliberately harm him. They had malice in their heart. Let me tell y'all, when I was in the Philippines, this is a true story. When I was in the Philippines, this would never come out of me. I would never. It wouldn't even come into my mind, y'all, until I experienced it. If I see someone who's a very good clinician, had a good skill, good talent, very good at it, very expert at it, fast. I mean, they could do me. I can do. I can do language, and I'm not boasting. I'm just saying, I can do language. I can do business, the business functions, right? I can do technology. I can do entrepreneurship. I can do management. I can do science. I can do medicine. All proven because I've done it. It's all been proven. But some people, of course, everyone can do it because our ancient ancestors studied everything. When they went to school beginning at 7, they finished at 47. They didn't just master or get a PhD in mathematics. They got a PhD in medicine, in law, in architecture, in engineering, in astronomy, astrology, and everything. They have 40 years to do it. So when I see someone like that who has the dedication, the commitment, the willpower, the energy to commit, and this discipline, self-discipline, to be able to sit down and study, to be able to do whatever they need to do. When I see somebody like that, I'm impressed and I want to support them. But there are some people who are just devils. When they see someone like that, they want to destroy them. Especially the narcissist, because the narcissist says, oh, this person is taking attention away from me, because the narcissist wants to be the center of attention. This person is taking the attention away from me. I need to destroy him or her. And that's what they set out to do. The lies, right? The flying monkeys we talked about, the cheap tricks, right, y'all? Go down and get a case started against you and pretend like they don't know nothing about it. Go to children, family, whatever they can do. Go to your job, to your boss, call your job, I've had people do that to me. Call Amazon, make fake complaints on your books and products. Call in, contact YouTube, complain. Do everything they can to destroy you. But yet, smile in your face and pretend like they don't know anything about it. Okay? And the worst ones is like that crackhead who will steal your wallet and then help you look for it. So why should they brand me with these malicious, spiteful, harmful epithets? Okay? He's an agent. He ain't a Moor. He ain't black. Or he's a less black, or he's a dirty Moor. All of this foolishness. To terrify men's minds, to scare the people away from you, to make the people distrust you. In other words, to destroy your reputation so that nobody will work with you, so that nobody will care about what happens to you. So you'll have no one to turn to. And then the narcissist has all power over you. And that's what they want. That's called narcissistic supply, y'all. And terrify men's minds from the pursuit of knowledge. In other words, they're going to be scared to come talk to you. They're going to distrust you. They're not going to want to hear anything you have to say. But yeah, you're telling the truth. But you're the one telling the truth. Who is more Christian than I? Who is telling you the truth and suffering for it other than I? Y'all know who said that? Not me. This author said that. The Reverend Robert Taylor said that. He said, I'm more Christian than all of y'all because I'm telling the truth about what these documents mean. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Y'all notice in this whole work, the author never mentioned anybody's name and said anything bad about them. Did y'all notice that? He didn't say who these judges or magistrates are. He didn't say the name of the bank, the name of the judges or magistrates and what they did, and he didn't do any of that. He presents the information because that's what a good man does. A man who doesn't have a bad motive will not defame somebody else, especially when they don't know him. Right? And that's what really disgusts me about so many of the Hebrew Israelites and Christians. But that's what really tells you about their personality, who they are, and what their motive is, right? All of these, what do you call them? Attack videos. I don't know what else to call them, right? Where they attack people. I mean, I can dislike someone, the image that they have or their voice, on the video, but that's just a video. I never met them in person, right? I just don't like their persona, or the sound of their voice on a video. That ain't got nothing to do with who they are in real life. And I definitely, me personally, I wouldn't say anything bad about somebody just because I don't like what they teach or I don't agree with what they teach or I suspect this or I suspect that because I've seen his personality type before or because he's friends with that person or friends with this person. No, I don't know him from Adam. This is just a video. And I'm not going to talk bad about somebody. So I don't need, and a capable, good man, good motive doesn't need to destroy someone else for any motive at all. You don't need to do it. Okay? And they don't even feel the desire to do it. They wouldn't do it. Right? So anyway, he continues. Why is it that they dare not trust their hearers, nay, nor themselves, so much as to hear me, or even to know what the nature of the arguments I adduce is? Absolutely. Absolutely. See, you don't have to say anything. If these people around you who you claim to be talking negative about someone about, if you really care about them, you know them, well, you know they're intelligent. You don't need to defame anybody. They can see it and hear it for themselves, which is a more powerful demonstration than you going and saying, oh, this person is an agent. That's so common amongst the conscious community and the Moors. They're accusing everybody of being an agent because they don't like them. Or maybe they're a narcissist and they feel threatened by this person. By threatened, what I mean is they feel like this person is getting attention, but that attention belongs to them. So this person is taking attention away from them. And so that causes a narcissistic reaction, right? Severe narcissistic reaction, okay? And they ain't playing. Some of these people will exterminate you because of that. And it sounds crazy, right? But that's true. All right. Why is it that they dare not trust their hearers? Nor not themselves, so much as to hear me, or even to know what the nature of the arguments I adduce is. Yeah. Okay. Go listen to him, talk to him, get to know him, and you'll find out for yourself that he knows what he's talking about, or he's a bad man. Or maybe he knows what he's talking about, or he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's learning. What's wrong if you don't know what you're talking about? Because I can guarantee you, there's always somebody who knows more than you. You may think you know it all until you come into contact with the person who has access to information that you don't have access to. And so now he knows more than you. Does that mean because he knows more than you, he can say you're an agent? You don't know what you're talking about? No. No. It simply means he knows more than you. Why? Doesn't matter why, really, right? But he's got books, maybe got friends. So he has access to more information than you. Or whatever the reason might be, which doesn't matter. So is this man learning and sincere? Is he doing his best, or his best in the moment even, given his situation and circumstances? Is he sincere? That's the first test of brotherhood. Is he sincere? Well, how can you know if you don't know this man? You don't know anything about him. All you see is video. But what about the works that you do know? Has he published books? Has he done this? Has he done that? Has he done right by people? Right? Do you know the people who speak against them? Do you really know them? Do you know their motive for speaking against that man? Maybe they didn't pay him. Maybe they're just envious or jealous. See, you don't know. Whenever someone comes to you talking negative about someone else, the smartest thing to do is to disregard it. But, don't take my advice. You can learn that for yourself. All right? But I'm not alone in that point of view. Anyway, let's continue. But that, like conscious bankrupts, they dare not look at the bill which an honest man would bring against them. But that, like what we just talked about, conscious bankrupts, morally corrupt people, they dare not look at the bill. They dare not look at the facts and the evidence. That's what he's talking about. Which an honest man would bring against them. Huh? Especially a narcissist. Y'all know, especially a narcissist, as narcissists get older, their physical appearance deteriorates, right? They have less influence. The charm starts to wear off. They're not as effective as, at hiding and getting people to be their flying monkeys for them. And they build a track record. Especially people who they have tried to destroy or harmed, injured in any other way. They build a track record. And if you knew these people, and if those people ever found out, now here's the thing, most people never find out what the narcissist is doing to them, especially if it's the son or daughter. Even a husband or wife, consort, they may never know that this person is a narcissist and that they were trying, that's how slick and slippery they are. But once you learn about narcissism, then you can begin to spot it all day easy. Why do they decline the challenge which I gave them? And shall never cease to give them to the best and ablest of them under any arrangements, even their own, so that they will not kill me, to show by fair comparison whatever it be we or they who are the deceivers of the people. So in other words, the author said, okay, let's get together, let's talk about it publicly. I'm going to bring my evidence and my facts. You bring your evidence and your facts. Let's talk about it publicly and let the people see who's the liar and who the deceiver is. And of course, the Freemasons, the priesthood, they said no. Why? Because they can't win. That would only result in people having compassion and empathy for the author and exposing themselves as not only liars, but malicious criminals. So it's more effective for them to keep doing what they're doing. Slander campaigns, recruiting flying monkeys, going to, quote unquote, the government agencies, going to people on your job, slandering you, trying to destroy your life. Go out and try to get a case started against you. All these kind of things. All right, this is what they do. Assalamu alaikum, Islam to all the Moors, Shalawama. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. If you are interested in attending my classes, leave me a comment and with your email, and I'll send you a link for the class. 506 The Curses course. If you want to take my online course, 24/7 streaming course, 101 Ancient Ibaryath, to learn more about the Hebrew language or the Ancient Ibaryath, which is the language that the Book of the Law was written in, the Old Testament was written in. Y'all subscribe to that class. It's only like $10 a month. It's almost free. The link is in the description area of the video. Also, if you want to read any of my books, if you want to support my project to correct the Book of the Law, the links are in the description area of the video, okay? But buy my books, let me say this, buy my books online. Don't buy it off of my website because I'm locked out of my website, all right? So you can buy them on Amazon or any of the other online platforms, okay, y'all? If you want to support my work, my ministry, the links are in the description area of the video, Patreon, PayPal, and then also on my website, zionlawschool.org. All right, zionlawschool.org. Islam to all the Moors. Assalamu alaikum. Shalawama.